Aloha! In this video we will go over the grading portion of TTS. Here is a list of all my published assessments. It's a little like the assessments view in that you can see the icon for the assessment type, the title, and open and due dates. There is a status column so you can quickly see if an assessment is open or closed. An icon in the last column means at least one student made a submission. The live icon means that all of the answers submitted were auto-graded or have been evaluated, while the ungraded submissions icon means there is at least one submission with an empty score text box. For full explanation, view the video called Tips and Tricks. To begin grading, click on the title of the assessment. You will be taken to Grade Submissions, where you can see a list of your students and some global actions for the test above it. You can change the amount of students per page of the list with this drop-down menu here. The student list shows how many tries each student attempted, when they finished their latest attempt, the auto tally of their score, and the final grade. The final grade is a text box that you can fill to override the auto score or any previous grade. It will also contain the final grade if you gave when grading within the submission. For more information on that, view the video called Grading Individual Submissions. Finally, there are evaluated and released columns. The evaluated column lets you mark the student's test as graded, which means you've already gone through the test and approved the final grade. This is for your own record keeping, though notice within Global Actions you can release evaluated submissions. If released is checked, the student has received their graded submission. Lastly, if you decide you want to give a student special access, you can do it in this screen too. Clicking on the Special Access icon will take you to the Special Access form specifically for that student. If you want more information on Special Access, please view the video called Special Access. Let's take a look at the global actions for this assessment. As mentioned previously, you can release all evaluated submissions at once. You can also release all submissions. There are a few reasons you would release all submissions. For example, if you do not use or do not need evaluated to keep track of graded submissions. More importantly, for when you want to provide a 0 grade for students who did not submit the test. If you send the grades to the gradebook, this will force a grade instead of discounting that particular assessment in the final grade. So if you fill the final text box with a 0 for the submissions that were not scored, then click on Save or Release All Submissions, a 0 will be recorded. If you notice an error in a question within the tool, you can adjust the score for everyone by filling the text box by Adjust the Score of All Submissions By, and Save by clicking Save or Release All Submissions. This will add to the final grades that are filled. So if you want to give everyone a point for a question except the people that did not turn in a submission, you want to adjust the score first, then go back and fill the zeros for the students that did not take the test. Grading by student is just one of the grading options. You can also grade by questions. Click on Grade Questions near the top of the tool. This allows you to go into a question and see a list of student submissions for this question. This is one option for instructions that have 50 question exams, but only 10 students. It may be easier to grade by question than by student. This is also useful if you have a question that needs to be manually evaluated, like an essay question with a specific rubric structure to follow. Then you can focus on the elements that make a good answer for this question instead of jumping from question to question. Lastly, there's a summary of data view that allows you to see the statistics for each question. You may wish to evaluate the data to get an idea of whether there are questions that are a little harder or a little easier than you intended. There's no data export, but you can print the summary through your browser. The summary is only available to the instructors of the site. And that concludes grading an introduction and list view. If you want more information on grading, please view the video called Grading Individual Submissions. Mahalo!